Hey friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jules and it's time for another cozy mystery vlog. So this round, I am not reading books of my mom's yet. I am planning on doing that this month, but I had a couple of holds from Libby that became available of first in a series books that I want to get to. So we're going to go ahead and read those. So I don't know what books I'm going to read for this vlog. I don't know what order I'm going to read these books. I'm just going to, whatever I'm feeling like picking up, that's what I'm going to pick up. So the first one I'm going to pick up is Getaway with Murder by Diane Kelly. I do not have a physical copy of this, so I'm just doing this strictly on audio. This has been on my radar for a little while. I've had it on hold for a while. It finally came available, so I'm going to read it. I did already start this a couple days ago, but I only read like 6 chapters, and then I had to put it on hold so that I could finish Kingdom of Ash, because that was a chunker and I was in the thick of it and I wanted to get it done. So now I'm picking this back up. But synopsis says, I'm going to look at my laptop because I'm recording on my phone. So it is the first in a cozy series from Diane Kelly. It is set in a lodge in the Blue Ridge Mountains where secrets hide behind every hill. As if hitting the half-century mark wasn't enough, Misty Murphy celebrated her landmark birthday by amicably ending her marriage and investing her settlement in a dilapidated mountain lodge at the top of the Blue Ridge Mountains. With an old inn teetering on both a bluff and bankruptcy, she must have lost her ever-loving mind. Luckily, handyman Rocky Crowder has a knack for rehabbing virtual ruins. No, I can't say this. Luckily, handyman Rocky Crowder has a knack for rehabbing virtual ruins and for doing it on a dime. And to Misty's delight, the lodge is fully booked on opening night. Every room filled with flexible folks who slipped into spandex and ascended the peak for a yoga retreat with plans to namaste for a full week. Namaste. Misty and her guests are feeling zen, at least until the yoga instructor is found dead. With a killer on the loose and the lodge's reputation hanging in the balance, Misty must put her detective skills to rest. Only one thing is as clear as the sunny mountain morning. She must solve the crime before the lodge ends up once again on the brink. I was all tongue twisted trying to read that to y'all. Anywho's. So yeah, this sounds really good. It has pretty good ratings. I don't know a lot yet. Like I said, I'm only like 6 chapters in, but I do know that Misty and her husband did part ways. They are divorcing on good terms. They have 2 adult sons that are in college. Sons are fine with it too. So yeah, she has acquired this mountain lodge. She is renovating it, and I'm just to the part where the yoga retreat group has just shown up. There's nobody yet, but anyway, so I mean, so far it's good, but I just don't have any thoughts yet. But I will get back to you when I do have thoughts. So I have things to do today, so I'm going to listen to this while I do a little bit of errand running. So I got to run to the store. My niece is turning 21. I'm going to get her 21 shots. I'm going to make her up a little boozy basket. She's getting booze and cash. That's what she's getting. But so I need to do that. And then we'll have her birthday party, obviously. And I got reading sprints tonight with Jess. But I did get my Artvark and my Book of the Month box, so I thought I would open them while I'm on here with you. These are obviously not cozies. Cozies are not in book boxes, but unless you get a special cozy subscription box, which I have looked into one of those, but man, it was pricey. I was like, no, thank you. So unless they wanted to sponsor me, I'm not buying it. So this is my Artvark box, and this month I'm so excited for this. As always, we get the cute little Artvark bookmark. It says this is our Let's Get Wild September issue. So they always give you this little book or a little postcard that has all the books on it that were available to choose from. And my book that I chose is So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. I cannot wait to read this. This is, oh my gosh, and I got the signed copy. Yes, please. And I am so excited that I got mine ordered so fast because they only had so many of these available. So if you like put your order in after a certain time, you didn't get the signed copy. So I am very excited. Yeah, this is a vampire novel, obviously. I loved Cackle. I loved Such Sharp Teeth. I did not read Black Sheep because I didn't really hear good things about it, but I love her writing, and I will probably auto-buy from her because I just enjoy her writing. And then I got 3 books from my Book of the Month box. I'm pretty sure they're all thrillers. I love thrillers. Cozy mysteries and thrillers. That's pretty much my two main genres. Okay. Okay, I had to pause that. If you hear a bunch of noise, my windows are open. It's so nice outside. It was so cold in our house this morning. We slept with the windows open. It felt so good. Our air hasn't been keeping up. It's literally colder outside than it is in our house. So we have literally just opened the windows and it was so nice. Anyway, book of the month box. I got, so pretty. I got Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. Look at that cover. Oh, this was mainly a cover buy, but it sounds good too. So I think this is like a horror fantasy. Yay. And then I got Sleep Tight by Bradshaw. And then I got Sleep Tight by J.H. Markert. This is a horror thriller, maybe horror. I don't know. It's about a serial killer, I think. And then I got Someone in the Attic by Andrea Mara. And this is a thriller, and this sounds super creepy. My dogs are barking. That's my life over here. Anyway, those are the books I got. I'm very excited. I know those have nothing to do with cozy mysteries, but just know if it's not a cozy mystery, it's thrillers. Anyway, I'm heading to the store. I'll be back when I have some updates on this book that I'm reading. I'm back, but not with any updates. So I did not get any more in Getaway with Murder read yesterday. I was reading, it was just busy. It was a busy weekend. So today my daughter is getting ready to go have a surgical procedure done. So I'm gonna be in the waiting room. So I kind of want something to actually read. So I'm gonna start another cozy. I'm gonna pick this up while I'm there because it's a short one. Not that I'm going to get much of it read, but I want to get it started. So yeah, This Way to Murder by Shelley Shearer. So I'm going to start this one while I am waiting for her. So I'm just going to be bouncing back and forth probably between that one and this one. But for now, I'm picking up this one. Okay, I have some updates on both of the books that I'm reading. So, the first update is with Getaway with Murder. So the yoga retreat showed up and the main yoga lady is just kind of a goody two shoes and kind of treats everybody like she's the queen bee. So the main lady, she like owns it and is also a yoga instructor. And then there's another guy who is just also an instructor. And one of the girls that's with them seems, I don't know that it's her friend necessarily, but I think it's a very consistent client who is always like wanting to be like this other lady, and so just kind of follows her around and like gets upset if she doesn't want to be around her. And anyway, so there's a little not sure about that relationship there, but yeah, so we're just following along. They're on this, you know, they come out for breakfast, they have their yoga classes, they're just kind of talking about things. We're just following along these different people, you know, as they're hanging out. And then and some of the other guests. So there's like a lady there who's a masseuse that is also in this group. And then there's a couple that comes, they're like hiking. So like on a honeymoon hiking trip. And so they're staying there as well. And I am now at the part where the body has been found and the cops are there at the resort doing the investigating, trying to figure out what happened. They haven't ruled the cause of death yet. So I'm enjoying it, having a good time with it. I am 50% through. I'm like right at the 50% mark. And then for This Way is Murder, I am on page 70, and Remy and her friend and her best friend Trace have gone on a trip. Remy didn't tell Trace exactly what was happening because she wanted it to be a surprise. Remy's aunt has left her this house, and Remy had always said how she wanted to own a game-themed bed and breakfast. So she has left her this house, and that is her plan. So Trace and her are supposed to go on this trip in the same area for like this event that they were doing. And she ends up finding out through like talk of the town that she's the new owner of this. And Trace is very excited because she wants her to be her partner and run this B&B with her. of course, they have some cleaning up to do and some renovating to do. So they get there and it's kind of looking like a hot mess inside. So they need to get it all cleaned up. There was a confrontation at the diner from somebody who was a longtime employee of the aunts and assumed that she was going to get the house. I don't know. Excuse the tippy taps again. Always tippy taps around here. Anyway, they when they get to the house, there's a section of the house that has been vandalized. Like there's a brick thrown through it with a note on it. But why they're actually there is for an event, and it's a letterboxing event that she has met. So like the neighbor of the new place that she is taking on, her and her husband are have like kind of like a B&B as well. And they're hosting a letterboxing event. And it is so fun that they're mentioning letterboxing because I've done that before with Girl Scouts. If you don't know, well, more geocaching, but so if you don't know what it is, letterboxing and geocaching are kind of similar. Basically, you hide a box that has like a stamp or something in it. You hide it in different areas, like it could be at like a camp or a hiking trail or whatever. So you hide it, and then for letterboxing, you give clues on how to get to those boxes. And geocaching, you actually use like a GPS coordinates to get to the box. And then once you get to the box, you open it. There is a stamp inside. So you take the stamp and you stamp your paper, and then you can also stamp, there's a pad inside of it, and then you have your own stamp, and then you stamp the pad. So it's kind of just like I was here, I found the box type of thing. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it. So they're hosting this big event, and I guess a lot more people have shown up than they were supposed to. So we haven't come across the body yet. I don't know who's going to die, but yeah, it's a good time. They're just, it's kind of chaos. Everybody's there and they're like sharing rooms because it's overcrowded. People are tent camping, and people are just hiking around with their clues, their letters with their clues, and looking for these boxes, these letter boxes. So it's a good time. I'm enjoying it. That is all my updates for right now. I need to go run an errand, and then I'm going to come back. And so while I run my errand, I'm going to listen to my book. And then when I come back, there's a couple different sprints going on tonight, and I will probably read some more in this on sprints. But anyway, I will be back later when I have more updates. I'm back with an update for Getaway with Murder. This was such a fun time. Just such a good time. I forgot to mention in my last update that some of the chapters are from her cat's perspective. So her cat's name is Yeti, and she's a big fat fluff ball of a cat. And her chapters are so funny. Like some of them, the cat will be like, "How dare Misty leave me alone and knowing that I'm hungry?" Or like she'll be like, "Somebody came into the room today snooping around." So I love the cat. So fun. So the lodge is like built, and most of it is like good, but there's just some things that need kind of like updated. And there is a diner across the street that she has partnered with that is going to be supplying breakfast for her guests. So the guy that's doing the updates, he is just going to stay in one of her rooms, so that he doesn't have to drive back and forth, and he can just be there in case, you know, there's anything he needs to check on or whatever. So he's there to like, he's like building a big back deck on the back of it so that people can like hang out, and look over like the mountaintop while they like have drinks or dinner or whatever. So he's checking all the rooms, making sure they're all nice, any updates, cosmetic or otherwise. His dog is with him. His dog's name is Molasses. So we have a cat named Yeti and a dog named Molasses. So cute. So where we had left off, there was a body, and the body is of the main yoga instructor lady. So now the police are there. They're investigating. Nobody can leave. So everybody literally just has to stay, which they're on this retreat. So they were already booked for so many days anyway. So they have a certain amount of time that like they need to figure out who the killer is. And some of them are obviously like, somebody here is a killer, so we're staying here with a killer. So they have extra security. Everyone's been told to, you know, lock your doors, don't go anywhere alone. And then they're reviewing the cameras, trying to figure out who, if they can see who may have gone into her room, because she was found under this new deck, but obviously she wasn't killed there. So they've checked some cameras. There's not a lot of cameras because she just doesn't have that many yet, but they cannot figure out how the person would have gotten her room. We're getting to know some of the patrons that are staying there and kind of like a little bit about their history or like where they're from, what they do, you know, what their relationship was with this yoga instructor. Trying to determine if any of them would have had a reason to hurt her or if it was just, you know, wrong place, wrong time type of thing. Some of her items are missing that were kind of expensive. So was it just a robbery? Was it a specific planned robbery? Things like that. There were a couple times that it wasn't like super interesting and we're just kind of along for the ride of, you know, this investigation or whatever. But overall, I did have an enjoyable time reading it. So I'm going to give it a 4-star. I'm definitely going to continue in the series, which there are only 2 more books, and I'm probably going to read those pretty dang soon. So the second book is going to be involving a women's biker group that is going to be coming and staying at the lodge. So that seems like that's probably going to be a good time. And then the third book is right around Christmas time. It's like right before Christmas time. So it's like snowy. So I'm probably going to go ahead and pick the second book up probably next month and then read the third book in November or December. And then I will be caught up and then hopefully I can just follow along as they come out. I have not picked this up anymore. Gwen is having reading sprints tonight. So my plan is to read this. Then I had another hold from Libby that just came due, which I am really surprised. I do not know how I got this, but that is The Body in the Bookstore by Ellie Alexander. This is her brand new cozy mystery series. People in my area must just not know about it because I am shocked that I was already able to get the audiobook of it. So let me tell you about it. I'm going to be looking that way because my laptop is behind you. Bookseller Annie Murray is thrilled when the mystery-themed book festival she sets up to revive the dwindling fortunes of her workplace and sanctuary seem poised for success. But events take a shocking turn when a body is discovered hidden behind the shelves, and it's revealed that the victim is Annie's old college acquaintance. Determined to ensure the festival's success and save the small town of Redwood Grove from a killer, Annie begins piecing together clues with the help of her friends. But as the list of suspects grows longer, a local boutique owner, an envious old classmate, a bitter ex-boyfriend, Annie is drawn deeper into the case. With the aid of her old criminology professor turned detective, can Annie unmask the murderer before they turn her festival into a real-life whodunit? So, we shall see. I looked at the reviews on Goodreads and majority of people that have already read this have seemed to be liking it. So I am crossing my fingers. I really liked her bakery mystery, Meet Your Baker. I'm still wanting to continue in that series, but if I can get the jump on a brand new cozy mystery series from her, or any for that matter, if I can get to them when they start and keep up with them, then I won't get so far behind. And I won't be, you know, trying to jump in on like a 20 book series. But anyway, that's beside the point. But I thought I would show you guys something that I got from my sister-in-law's boutique. It's fall. It's so cute. These flowers are like wood flowers. So I think they have a certain name, but I don't know the name of them. But anyway, is it not the cutest? I am so ready for fall, you guys. I love it. That is all my updates for now. I will come back when I have more updates on This Way to Murder and probably midway thoughts on the Ellie Alexander book. Bye. I made some healthier pumpkin protein muffins. So I'm gonna taste test these. They look pretty good. Okay, so I don't know how these are gonna taste. I literally like took 2 different healthier version recipes and like mixed them up. So I don't know, these may taste awful. I'm usually decent at baking and like coming up with recipes and stuff. So, and I just ate dinner, so I am not very hungry. So I just want to do a taste test and see what they look like. Okay, they're definitely sticking to the wrapper. I don't like that. Okay, so half of the bottom came out. And let's see. They taste very proteiny. and I hate that. And I don't know if it's the kind of protein. So it called for vanilla protein, but I wanted more of a pumpkin flavor. And I have a pumpkin protein powder. And I don't know if I just don't like that. Maybe the reason I still have that is because I didn't like it and I didn't throw it away. But you know, protein powder is so expensive, you just don't want to waste it. I should probably just throw it away. Like, the consistency is not bad. Like, it's like almost like a, you know, I mean, it's like a cake. It's just the, they're not bad. I bet my husband would like them okay. Like, some people don't mind that, like, protein aftertaste. I'm not a huge fan of it. But, I mean, it's not horrible, but not great. Friends, I'm finally back. I took a week hiatus from reading books for this vlog so that I could participate in Jesse's Survive the Night Readathon. Had such a great time with that. It was so much fun. Obviously, that was all thrillers, no coziness over there. So anyway, I'm back with updates on both of the books that I was reading. So I did finish This Way to Murder. I didn't love it as much as I was hoping I would love it. Like, it started off really great. I really had a great time with the letterboxing. I loved all of those vibes that it was putting off. Unfortunately, we didn't get a body until at least halfway through, and then we really didn't get any sleuthing or mystery behind this body or anything of that nature. It was still focusing so much on the letterboxing event, and then also focusing on her friend Trace, and somebody was like stalking her. So they thought, obviously Trace was getting random like text messages like, I see you, or you look great today, or whatever. So they knew it was somebody like in the general area, and there's all those people there. So they couldn't figure out who that was. And Remy's ex-boyfriend showed up at this event, and we're not really sure why. There was just so many people popping in this story for so many different reasons. And then like the confrontation that happened at the diner, we don't hardly hear about that at all again, about the person who, the employee that was upset. We do find out that she is on one of the councils that approves like city permits. So Remy feels like she's probably going to have a problem with her getting permits to get this B&B open. That was it. Just one little quick thing on that. And then back to just focusing on all these people at this event. And then Remy's always making sure that there's somebody with Trace, her friend Trace, because she feels like there's somebody who's, you know, stalking her. They don't know if that has any connection to this dead body that they found, but we still don't get a lot of information on this dead person. I don't know. I feel like the end was just super rushed. I feel like we could have not focused so much on the event part for the first half of the book and brought that body in sooner, and then tied the sleuthing in with the event. I don't know. It was just kind of a little bit of a letdown for me. Ultimately, I'm giving this 3 stars. So the second book I started was The Body in the Bookstore by Ellie Alexander. This is her new cozy mystery series, and I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. I'm already 60% through it. I meant to come back about halfway, but like I just kind of been going through it. So we are following Annie. Annie works at a bookstore, and they are planning a big mystery festival to bring people into the town and create some revenue and get the stores, getting more business. So with that brings some of her old college classmates. And one of the college classmates is just like, oh my gosh, it's so great to see you, and all this stuff. And she's just like, we were not even friends. Why are you talking to me? She's a bit of a drunk, and kind of seems to be causing problems with everybody. There's a few other classmates that come. Obviously, these are not acquaintances that she really hung out with or was really friends with. She just kind of knows of them. So one of her college classmates is an author. I don't even know what the word is, y'all. I can't even think about it right now. What is this word, you guys? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Promoter. It's not a promoter. What is it when you go publisher? It's not a publisher. Okay, I can't think of the word right now, but it's basically the person who goes, so I'm the author and I have somebody that does like all the publicity stuff for me. Like they set up all my author interviews and all my stuff. I don't know what that's called at the moment. It's off the top of my head. I cannot think of it. So she has this guy who's an author that thinks he's like the cream of the crop and just kind of doesn't treat people really good. So Annie doesn't really like him and in the way he's treating people. But one of the classmates dies. And we find out that this classmate's ex-boyfriend is also in town and that they didn't have a great relationship. But then we also find out that her other classmate who's promoting this author did not have a good relationship with her. And then we also find out that the girl who died had done some scheming from a local boutique owner. And so this girl just had all kinds of people that didn't like her, that had beef with her. And so a few of them were just like, well, she got what she deserved. And I was like, oh, so there's a lot of people who could be the suspects. So the body was found in the secret bookcase in the bookstore. And they're trying to figure out how she could have even got in there, because I guess it's pretty small and like it was closed. And so somebody obviously would have had to have put her in there, but they didn't kill her in there based on, you know, the crime scene evidence. So her old professor, her old criminology professor, is now a detective, and that is who is working on this case. And so she has asked Annie to help her kind of like bounce ideas and thoughts and what she thinks might have happened. And this festival is still going on. They didn't want to stop the festival. So the festival, they basically go and get different clues. So it's kind of like a scavenger hunt type mystery thing. So you go to one location and you get something, and almost kind of like the letterboxing, but you go to a location, you get a clue that sends you to your next location, then sends you to your next location. So it's just a big kind of like mystery scavenger hunt type thing. So I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. And that is my thoughts. I am hoping to finish this today so that I can close out this vlog, because I'm going to be starting another vlog with my other cozy mysteries of my mom's, because Gwen is doing a cozy mystery readathon this weekend. So I figured what better time than to start my next cozy vlog. So I want to hurry up and get this one finished so that I can start my next one. But today I am off work soon and I'm getting ready to go get my hair done. I got to retouch up these grays up here and then get it, relayered. But so I'm off soon to go do that. And then hopefully I will be back soon with my final thoughts on this book for you and to close out this vlog. Yes, say hi, hey. Hello. I'm back. My blonde is done again, and I cut some of the length off, so I like it. So I'm back with my final thoughts on the book. But first, the muffins. My husband loved them, and he actually took them to work. One of his coworkers, she tried them too, and she loved them. So I was like, you guys eat them. So they did not go to waste. But I am still going to try and tweak the recipe a little bit. And I'm not going to use the pumpkin protein powder. I'm just going to do a vanilla protein powder, with the pumpkin, actual pumpkin. So they weren't wasted. That's a good thing. So we will see. I don't know that I'll have time to do that this weekend, but it will be in the future. But I did make a protein cheesecake. Now, not like in a whole pie with a crust and everything. There's no crust in it. It's just mixed up. You put it in a bowl and then you put it in the freezer for a little bit and it sets up. It has Greek yogurt, whipped cream cheese, protein powder, a tablespoon of that cheesecake, sugar-free cheesecake Jell-O, and then lemon juice and vanilla and a couple tablespoons of the powdered sugar replacement. So like powdered sugar, but it's like the sugar-free kind. There's 0 calories, no sugar. Anyway, I made that and it is so good. So it's just in like a big bowl, and then like I can just scoop a little bit out and then put like sugar-free jelly on top of it and like crumble like sugar-free cookie, and it is so good. So I'm gonna try that. There's a chocolate version that I'm gonna make for my husband, and then a pumpkin version that I also want to try. So yeah, yummy. So what prompted that was we were getting our hair done, and I got a text from Crumble Cookie, and they had a raspberry cheesecake, and I was like, I love raspberry cheesecake. I love cheesecake. I love any cheesecake that has like a fruit. Strawberry cheesecake, raspberry cheesecake, blueberry cheesecake. I love cheesecake, fruity cheesecake. So I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like totally trying to detox from sugar and eat better. And then they text me this and shove it in my face. And I'm like, okay, so what am I gonna do? So I came home and I made myself a healthy version of it. So I'm very proud that I did that. It took all of my self-control to not drive myself to Crumble Cookie after my hair appointment to get it. Because I'm pretty sure there's a ton of calories in it. Anyway, I had my husband try it and he was like, oh, that's really good. And I was like, yes. So at least we found that. So I still gotta experiment with the muffins, but it will happen. Okay, so as for the book, I really had a good time with the book. The atmosphere of it was just great. I kind of felt like the person that the killer ended up being was a little sketch, but I didn't see like how it all came together, like why they were the killer. But I had a really good time. Definitely recommend. I am going to settle on 4 stars for that, and I am definitely going to continue in the series. Did I love it as well as her bakery series? No. Because let's be honest, any foodie cozy is going to trump any other cozy trope for me. It just is. I love food. I love desserts. I love everything foodie cozy related. Okay, friends, that is it for this vlog. I'm going to close this out because I'm getting ready to start another one. And until my next video, friends, be yourself, be awesome, be kind. Bye.